is the world of men. And if you do not understand the dynamics of favor, you can be called of God, you can be anointed, having encounters in the secret place, but you will be surprised that you may never live out your destiny. Favor, every result you see in this kingdom is tied to favor. Every. Please pay attention. Don't be distracted. If you are distracted, it's an attack. If you are distracted, it's an attack. Believers, may God have mercy on us and deliver us from ignorance. There are many believers suffering today because the wisdom and the understanding that makes for living and excelling in the cosmos is largely absent. And so we continue to pray in tongues, fall under the anointing, and find out that we are failing woefully in life because the dynamics of understanding how to live within our sociological context is not there. This is why God brought the church as an advantage to society. You ignore what I'm teaching you, sooner or later, you may regret it.
So welcome to my channel. In this video, Apostle Joshua Selman spoke about the favor of God. It tells about the dynamics we need to understand, because basically as a Christian there are so many things we have experienced as in terms of the favor of God, and there are some things we need to amend and change so that we can keep on experiencing the favor of God. I believe that this video is going to teach you a lot as a Christian trying to amend your way, and I believe that you will really learn a lot of things from this video. So make sure you watch this to the end, like and subscribe. Make sure you also share it to friends that you think they might need to hear this. So let's dive into the video. Let's watch it. Let's see what you have first.
Testimony of victory and success in the kingdom is connected to favor. Every testimony of victory and success in this kingdom is connected to favor. Please write that down. It's very, very important. Every testimony of victory and success in this kingdom is connected to favor. Please write this down. In this kingdom, who hates you does not matter, but who likes you matters. In this kingdom, who hates you does not matter, but who likes you matters. These are very powerful kingdom points that you must note. That in this kingdom, who hates you truly does not matter, but who likes you matters. A king hates one woman called Vashti, and she loses her throne immediately. The king falls in love with a woman called Hadassah, Esther, and from a young village girl she rises almost immediately to become queen. The king loves a man even though that man was against the purposes of God, called Haman. He hated God and hated the Jews, but simply because the king loved him, he remained in the palace and he had dominion. The day the king hated him, even if he repented, he would still go out of the palace. He would serve the God of the Bible outside the palace. Are we together now? A woman called Ruth meets a great and a noble man called Boaz, and he loves her, and in a moment her life is changed. For 430 years, this cruel beast of a king called Pharaoh, all kinds of pharaohs came and left oppressing God's people. And suddenly God placed this grace upon the nation of Israel, and the same Pharaoh who oppressed them, the Bible says he gave them so much gifts, they were in a hurry to go out. They did not even allow their cake to the dough to rise. Who likes you in this kingdom matters. Write this down. All blessings come from God through men to men. This is a powerful spiritual information. Please pay attention. This truth will help you to excel and serve the purposes of the kingdom, and to live a very victorious Christian life while living out your destiny. Understand this. All blessings come from God, but they come through men to men. When God says yes, and the helpers of your destiny say no, the answer will remain in the realm of the spirit. It will not manifest in this realm. Believe me. If you say all I need in this life is God, and you're saying that to me my allegiance, my love, my passion and my commitment is to him, you are right. But if you say all I need in this life as far as the dynamics of success is concerned, you are very wrong. Even God needed men. You asked the angel what he was doing searching for women with wombs. Jesus wants to come on earth. He's trapped in heaven until a woman donates her womb. Look at how the angel came to explain it. As mighty as he was, the word remained in the realm of the spirit. And the angel came and said, Mary, you are highly favored. This is what will happen to you. She said, explain it to me. Do you know the same question Mary asked was the same question Zechariah asked? They punished one and left another, because Zechariah was not highly favored, but Mary was highly favored. Two of them asked the same question. When Zechariah was asking the angel, explain to me the dynamics of my, he said, he shut his mouth. And yet Mary said, how shall these things be? And the same Gabriel said, let me tell you, the power of the highest. What kind of unfair thing is that? But remember, he started by saying you are highly favored. So anything is with respect to that grace. Ask your questions because it's on you. Sit down, sit down. You will be learning in the course of this teaching that there are people on earth who are uncastable. You can't cast them. If God wants to help you, he will make them favor you. That's how you pass through that gate. How many great men and women of God, called and loved so passionately by God, who love God with all their heart, but they have not submitted themselves to the spiritual intelligence, accessing this grace to excel in life and ministry. I have met anointed men and women on earth. I am telling you, I have met anointed men and women in this nation, and I look at their life and I see their sincerity and passion for God. But I can look, and with uncanny precision, I can point the gaps, the absence of the graces in their lives that should work in synergy to produce an enviable destiny. One of them being favor. Many of you are very hardworking. You are sincere. You love the Lord. Many of us have seen our loved ones very hardworking. It is the absence of favor that has led to this statement: life is unfair. You hear people say so. Life is unfair. I was preaching years ago, and a man of God preached before me, and he shared a story that I found very, very powerful. Pay attention to the story. This is what he said: that there was a senior advocate, I think in this country or so, or around the world, very senior legal practitioner, very wealthy, very successful, influential, one whose name is a key. You know, names can be two things: keys or padlocks. But this one, his name is a key. And there was this young lawyer who had tried to set up his family. It failed. Very sincere, smart gentleman. Watch this. And he was really frustrated, and he went to God in prayer and said, Lord, change my life. Things have to change. And every time he would stand, he would see some of these top clients, institutions running around to talk to that senior advocate, to help them, you know, in all kinds of legal services. And these people would be bidding for millions of dollars. And that gentleman felt life was so unfair. I'm just looking for a fraction of this thing. Look what they want to give this man, and he's leaving them. And what kind of thing is this? When God wanted to help that gentleman, this is what happened. In the presence, I think they were at a conference, and there were several people, businessmen, billionaires, other lawyers, chief captains of industry. And this young man came and cried and said, sir, please help me. Please change my life. And the man said, okay, I will help you. And he said, follow me. And he came out of the veranda, and everybody was looking at him. Oh, this is that our senior advocate. What is he doing with this guy? Then he began to talk with him. So how are you? How is your wife? I said, sir, that's not the issue. And bro said, just talk to me. And they were walking together. How are you? Are you eating well? Are you taking care? And he was angry. He was saying, sir, the issue is that I'm hungry. And the man said he walked with him. And when he walked with him, he got into his office and said, if you still fail, don't come to my office again. Listen. Do you know what he was doing? People were saying, who is this man? Listen down. Sit down and learn. You're in the house of God. The gentleman came out, true story. He was about to look for a bike to go home, and someone stopped him and said, sorry, I saw you with this man. Listen. He did not even ask him if he was in. He said, sorry, we've been trying to get him to negotiate a deal for us, but our rate, can we work with you? And he mentioned a rate that was a breakthrough, and the gentleman was wise to compose himself. Listen, true story. The moment he did that, God granted him grace, called some of his partners and worked together, and within a year, this gentleman got a gift and went back to the office of that senior advocate. He knelt down and said, thank you for changing my life. Then the senior advocate asked him, he said, do you know what happened to you? That's what I'm interested in. You keep your gift. You have to study what happened to you so that you will use it on others too. Favor is when an individual invests his credibility on you. Listen carefully. Who likes you in this kingdom matters. For many of us, we live in a world where the only thing we know is money. Once money is not in front of you, you don't care about any other thing again. If they keep money and they keep men, you will carry money, and it will finish and you will go back to square one. There are 7 currencies that we use to purchase realities in this kingdom. Everything is bought. There are 7 currencies. The least of them is money. I pray for you, Koinonia, from the depth of my heart. May you never be so poor that the only thing you have is money. Let me pray that prayer again. And I say it with every sense of responsibility. May you never be so poor that the only thing you have is money in your ATM. Listen. there are superior currencies. Money itself, you see, we have a series on finances coming, but money itself, you see, is a product. There is a capital that buys it. The name of the capital that buys money is what the Bible calls true riches. Money itself is a product. Are you getting what I'm teaching you now? Yes. If I want to buy this Bible, come, lift this up. If you want to buy this Bible, will you be offended if I bring out money just to use? Okay, watch this. Please watch this. This, for instance, this is $100 bill. Lift it up. Watch this. Let's assume this is $100. People are falling from around the world, so we're using something universal. If you want to buy this product, you need this. Is that true? So that means if I give you this, you start smiling because this is already a victim of the abundance of this. But if you want to buy this, what do you use? Because this is also a product. What do you use to buy this? Money buys this. But what if it is money you want to buy itself? What do you use to buy it? The one who is wealthy is not the one who has this. The one who is wealthy is one who has the capital that buys this. One person, write this down please. One person can be used by God to open 100 doors of opportunity for you. One man can be used by God. Remember, God has to be in the equation. One man can be used by God to open more than 100 doors of opportunity for you. Let me tell you where the challenge of many believers come from. The average believer usually gets born again, say on campus or maybe while schooling. Is that true? And as a student, most times the emphasis is just on your spiritual growth and your academics. You can't be talking to a student about, accessing some of these things. There may be distractions at that level. So the only message is messages that relate to pressing into God, depths in the spirit, prayer and fasting, consecration, love for God, and all of these things. But sooner or later, that person now becomes a family person. There are real responsibilities that are now added. Is that true? You will have to redesign your teachings as an effective man of God to do well, to help the people remain spiritually in touch, passionately in love with God, but at the same time, you must now supply them the keys that help them to excel in their career, in their life, while serving the purposes of the kingdom. Otherwise, sooner or later, they will be distracted by the need to make a living, and they will leave the things of God. It will cancel out all your investment of many years. Many sincere people in this country, many sincere people around Africa, many sincere people in this city, and probably many sincere people seated and listening to me, desire to live for Jesus, desire to love him with all their hearts, desire to serve the purposes of the kingdom in truth. But that may not be possible until you access these systems of advantage. When they work in your life, they now afford you the time. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it takes time to seek God. It takes time to teach your children the things of God. It takes time. There is so much distraction in our world today. You can't lock yourself for 2-3 days to say I'm seeking the face of God, because there are bills. Society will call you irresponsible even though you call yourself a passionate believer. I know many people who started well in ministry, many sincere people who love God with all their hearts. Some of them today are not in ministry because the needs and the cares of life just strangled away their passion for God. Respectfully speaking, some of us, you go and meet our parents at home and in the villages, and you talk to them about loving God and having passion for God, and they look at you and pity you so much. They say, listen, let me tell you, I was a protocol to T.L. Osborne when he came into Nigeria. So all these things you are doing, we did it before. Why should someone become that frustrated? Do you know there are believers today who are angry at God because it looks like he's scammed them? He gave them a proposal that they will have a victorious life. They left idol worship and left everything and came to him, and the only thing they caught was spiritual fire. Not accessing the systems of advantage in the kingdom will make God appear like a wicked and cruel and self-centered God. Our world today has several options. If we do not teach these things in its entirety, let me tell you, we are going to lose a whole generation. I assure you.
Thank you for watching this video to this point. Thank you for being my number one audience. I'm happy to have you around. I just want to pinpoint 2 things that I noted in the process of this video. First of all is the need for favor. My brother, my sister watching this video, I don't know where you are from, but I want to let you know that you need the favor of God. And then number 2, it is the need for men in attracting the favor of God. Apostle actually illustrated and emphasized basically on the need for men in attracting God's favor. And I believe these principles and lessons taught in this video are things we have to go and practice on our daily lives in order to attract all that he has spoken about that favor has to offer. Get the point? And if you understand how critical men are in God's administration of favor, you're going to be very careful with the way you deal with men, with the way you relate to men, knowing fully well that God cannot by any other means do anything with you except he uses men. So I believe this video has helped your life. We are going to be dropping a part 2 of this video, even up to part 4, depending on how the Lord will be leading us to do it. Subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button so that you'll be notified anytime the part 2 of this video is dropped, or any part of the video is dropped, and more of the videos will be sent to the channel. Thank you.